Hi, everyone. A special edition of the American College Cricket Live Show. Since it's a holiday weekend, we won't be able to do it tomorrow. So here it is on a Saturday evening, and we've got a lot to talk about. Exciting series between India and England, of course. And I'm going to bring on Hirsch. One second. The Canadian College Cricket Championship wrapped up, and a lot of pretty good performances there. So we'll talk about that as well. Just give me a second here. Two. And we're looking for Harsh to bring him on. One day this will be easy. There he is. So yes, we'll be talking about India versus England and the Canadian Cricket Championship, which wrapped up yesterday. Hi, Harsh.
Hi, Dwight. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Now, yesterday, the Canadian College Cricket Championship wrapped up, and they were
Mm-hmm.
fortunate, even though a lot of rain was predicted.
Mm-hmm.
They were fortunate, and ultimately they were not affected heavily by rain. They did have some changes because Cricket Canada scheduled a tournament, and consequently, the college cricket guys had to make some adjustments. So,
Mm-hmm.
nevertheless, they were able to get through their matches and get a new champion. Now, you've had a look at some of the stats. I'll start it off by saying that there's at least one match that was not on there.
Mm-hmm.
So, that affects, of course, the overall stats. So, for instance, when we look at
Mm-hmm.
there were some pretty good performances. But one match by McGill University will, of course, they played in the American College Cricket National Championship in March, and they
Mm-hmm.
will be playing in the Northeast Championship. They'd like to play in the Northeast Championship. So they put up a pretty good performance. Ultimately, didn't make the playoffs, but their captain Hamza Ahmed took 9 wickets, so he may
Oh,
be the
wow.
top bowler in terms of number of wickets. So that's subject to correction if all the numbers are in, but based on the information we have, he seems to be at the top. And is Ahmed from Ryerson University. He's a veteran of American college cricket. Cap,
Mm-hmm.
Captain Ryerson University in the Northeast Championship a couple of years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and they won that actually. And he's, according to the stats, has 8 wickets from 4 matches, so it doesn't account for a fifth match.
Mm-hmm.
So he may very well have more than that. And then there's some other names we know, like Zachary Nowell from Ryerson,
Yeah.
who has also 8 wickets from five matches. Tala
Yeah.
Kermani, 7 wickets from 5 matches. So some familiar names there. Tala is a veteran, an alumni of Ryerson, and when
Mm-hmm.
he's not traveling the world working with one of the airlines, he's
Mm-hmm.
making time to play in
Yeah.
college cricket. So it's good to see his name among the performers.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
so that's the bowling. If you want to talk about the batting, I know there was one century, which I'll touch on before I hand over to you.
For sure.
Kamran Nazir of University of Ontario scored a
Mm-hmm.
century, 110.
Oh,
And
wow.
yes, so congratulations to him on a valiant effort to get that 110. Vishal
Mm-hmm.
Adlaka, actually from the same school, had two
Yeah.
scores of 50. So you go ahead with the rest.
Yeah, for sure. No, first of all, congratulations to I didn't hear the batsman's name, but congratulations to him for the century. It's a tough task, especially in a T20 match. You
Kamran
talked about
Nazir, yes.
you talked about Vishal Adlakha from the University of Ontario, and I'm here on the same page as you, the batting records. Aside from that, there's Kamran Nazir, also from University of Ontario, and just let me move my phone to get the numbers up. But he's in 3 matches, he scored 134 runs with a 67 average. Now, if you look at that, that is really impressive. 67 runs in every single in like all the matches you play. Then there's Prakhar Sharma, 5 matches, 113 runs. So sorry, 5 matches, 112 runs. So gotten lots of runs there, but average is a little lower. But
Well,
yeah,
let's
so
take a look at the strike rate for Kamran Nazir, 154. Vishal Adlakha,
yeah.
135. So those are pretty good. Further down, Jean-Paul Rock, all-rounder from Ryerson, strike rate of
Mm-hmm.
142. And he had a high score of 30, batted
Mm-hmm.
3 innings with one not out. So I think we actually, at the top of the order, were the main performers in the batting. Overall, I think from what I looked at different matches, it seems that, different people contributed, and
Yeah.
there were not too many batsmen that totally dominated, like how Cameron got that century.
Yeah.
But, more of a team effort in terms of the batting and scoring of runs.
Yeah.
Now, I mentioned about the bowling. Let's take a look at the fielding records, which of course also includes wicket keepers.
Mm-hmm. Just a
And
minute.
you can tell me what you see there.
Yeah, sure. Just a minute while I pull it up. So we have Abhishek Sharma at the top, who's taken 8 catches and 2 direct runouts. The direct runouts are always really a tough one, especially in the sort of pressure that you have. So that's very impressive, and he really leads the pack. Abhishek Sharma. The next closest is Lukman Rafiq, which is 4 catches and 1 indirect runout, and 2 stumpings. So I'm guessing he was probably a wicket keeper. But so Abhishek Sharma has by far the best stats in terms of catches and runouts.
Yes, and overall, let's look at what the MVP rankings are. And mind you, like I said, there's at least one match that's not in here.
Yeah.
So whilst this can really it'll probably be the final analysis for most of the stats. It could
Mm-hmm.
change, like how we saw with the bowling.
Yeah.
Hamza Ahmed would definitely be higher up on that. So based on where it's at, it says that Vishal Adlaka led the MVP standings, and
Yeah.
Carmen Nazir is number two, both of them from the University of Ontario, and
Mm-hmm.
Kush Yadav from the University of Toronto, Scarborough, then
Yeah.
Abhishek Sharma from the University of Ontario again, and
Mm-hmm.
Saad Nazir from Waterloo University. Now, as you would see there, University of Ontario had a number of people head in the stats, and they were actually um, they didn't get into the playoffs, so those stats were compiled mainly not just mainly, but in the group stages.
Okay.
So good performances by their players for the most part, and
Mm-hmm.
just augur well for them in the future.
Yeah.
Now, some of these teams, McGill, for instance, may be playing in the Northeast Championship for American College Cricket. Ryerson, Laurier, and possibly Waterloo may be playing in the Midwest. So Ryerson finally got their victory in the Canadian
Mm-hmm.
National Championship. This is the fourth one. They haven't
Yeah.
managed to win before, even though they won the American College Cricket Championship last year. They
Mm-hmm.
just didn't manage to get it together, and Waterloo won last year.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll probably make them feel really great coming into the Midwest Championship that they've won here,
Mm-hmm.
because of course that can give you such a boost of confidence, but also the match practice, the competitiveness that these guys would have had to exert playing in the Canadian National Championship,
Mm-hmm.
Canadian College Cricket National Championship, will of course prepare them really well for the Midwest, which will be highly competitive. Now that at the moment, even though it's not 100% confirmed for Detroit, it's like highly likely going to be in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, once again, we were pleased that they were able to avoid the issues with rain,
Mm-hmm.
and despite having to do some rescheduling because of the Cricket Canada tournament scheduled somewhat later in the day. Um, Glad to see that Canadian College Cricket was able to get their national championship done, and including some new teams like speaking off the top of my head, what I know, Western University, Lakehead University. This may
Yeah.
be the first time McGill participated, even though McGill, of course, has played in American college cricket since 2010. They
Right.
missed a couple of years, but they've played since then.
Right.
Humber College also played. So it's good to see University of Ottawa. Good to see
Mm-hmm.
the Canadian College Cricket National Championship bringing in schools from further afield, and
Yeah.
therefore, helping expand this platform for young players as American college cricket started back in 2009. So yes, congratulations to them once again. And we'll jump over to the exciting series in England, India
For sure.
versus England. So the four tests has gotten underway.
Mm-hmm.
Harsh, tell
Yeah.
us what you think so far.
Right. So the fourth test has really been. Sorry about that. Yeah. So the fourth test has been a very close contest so far. We've had brilliant performances from both England and India. You know, I don't, while I pull up the exact scores, England started out in their first innings. They opened the match batting, and they got bowled out for roughly 250, 246 exactly in the first day, and India was then left to bat, scored 273, a 30-run decent lead. And now England is back in the batting at 260 for 8, and it's currently stumps right now. And, England really does seem to be in the driving seat. Um, while India will definitely be looking to pick up the two other wickets it needs before lunch tomorrow, that'll give them the chance. But for now, the match seems slightly tilted in England's favor. Um, and, one person that has been really, at least my favorite player in the series so far, has been Sam Curran. You know, 20 years old, and he's performed phenomenally. 78 in the first in his first innings, and right now he's, you know, backing England up, making sure that they can keep scoring with the 37 not out. He's been brilliant in bowling, as we saw in the first match itself. So Sam Curran is, at least for me, he's my player to watch out for the future, based off this series. One, go ahead.
Well, I find it interesting that you say that you think the match is right now tilted in the favor of England.
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, I mean, sure, India didn't make a huge score following getting England out for a lowish total,
Mm-hmm.
mainly due to the bowling of Jasprit Bruma.
Yeah.
But they did, get a little bit of a lead in the first test. I mean, in the first innings, largely due to why is his name slipping me? That scored a century. His 15th test century.
Yeah.
In Test cricket, it's fifth against England,
Yeah.
and really a Test batsman.
Mm-hmm.
I read about his training well before this, and how he would train, how his father would guide him on how to bat and so on. Very much Test preparation type uh, training, and it's showing in his performance here. Uh, you know, of course, we had that unfortunate run out mix up with
Mm.
Kohli, but he's shown the type of batsman he is, and it's good to see him getting the reward for sticking with it. Now, the thing is, personally, I would say the game actually is in India's favor right now. But tell me why you think it's in England's favor.
Yeah, for sure. And you made a great point about Pujara. He's really in my opinion, like he's one of my favorite Indian Test batsmen, and it shows why, even in this age of T20 with reverse sweeps and all that stuff, how solid Test batting still has its place. Now, the reason I say the match is in England's favor is because, England has a roughly 230 run lead, and the pitch is set to be it's set to deteriorate, and there's a little rough spot right outside of off stump that Moeen Ali and Adil Rashid, England's two spinners, they were really able to use it to their advantage in the first innings. And another reason that I say that the match is in England's favor is because one thing that I've found with India's batting is, and we saw this even in our victory in the first Test match, we saw it when Virat Kohli almost guided us to a victory, and in this match we've also seen it. Aside from Virat Kohli's 50 or almost 50, most of the time our entire innings tends to hinge on a single batsman. Now, the pitch is set to deteriorate, and Moeen Ali and Adil Rashid with the old ball, they'll be able to do quite a bit. That said, it's definitely a very close match, and I think India and England both have. I would say it's around 55-45 or 60-40.
Okay. Well, Mitchell Johnson, I saw he was saying some very complimentary things about Jasprit and the Indian bowling attack in general. He feels like many people, I think, do right now, that is the strongest bowling attack, certainly from a pace bowling point of view, that India's ever had. What do you think?
Yeah, for sure. I know that in the last match I said that in our last episode I said that they weren't quite able to swing the ball as well as the England bowlers, but I think that this is definitely the best bowling attack pace attack that India has had, and it's great, even when the mainstay Jasprit Bumrah isn't here, we have four bowlers who are doing well. In one match it was Jasprit Bumrah, and one who really troubled English batsmen. In this match it's been Mohammad Shami. So India seems to have lots of options. They've been able to reverse swing the ball as well. So it's not only with the new ball, but they've gotten quite a bit of reverse swing out of it, which I think is a great sign. With regards to, and that sort of brings in a question that, I had, maybe what your opinions on this would be, but this pitch really seems to be more of a spinner's pitch, a low scoring match. Why do you think Virat Kohli hasn't brought in Kuldeep Yadav?
Well, I honestly, I don't know, but I do know, of course, if you look at the first innings, it was the pacer Jasprit Bumrah that got the wickets, and then of course the overall bowling attack is now so focused on pace. Of course, somebody might say that it's a case where people you could be unhappy with Kohli's decision making, right? I'm hesitant to say something like that at the moment because more like a wait and see as to what he would do next, because he got the results with the Pacers in the first innings, and the pace attack in general is doing so well.
Yeah.
However, there is that thought there now that why not have Yadav bowl, right?
Yeah.
So let's see what happens with this innings, because of course, if things go the wrong way, that's where the criticisms will definitely have more meat
for sure.
to them, right? As it, and that's how it goes in sports. You make a
Yeah.
decision, and sometimes it works for you, sometimes it doesn't. And when it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't, when you bear the wrath of fans and so on. In this case, it can be a valid criticism, but me personally, I'd rather wait a bit and see. It's not, it's not too late yet for him to get results with his current strategy,
Yeah.
but it is something naturally that comes to mind.
Yeah. And so, one thing that I've noticed throughout the match is that it seems like India and England have reverse problems as such. And what I mean by that is that England's top order batsmen, they haven't been able to do very well. If I read one statistic correctly, then this series has been the one in which England's openers contributed the least to their totals as opposed to all the other series. Whereas, England seems in most of these matches, their middle order have been contributing quite a lot. We've seen Sam Curran, we saw Joss Butler. They've been sort of the foundations of this innings. Whereas in India, it seems to be the other way around. We have Pujara, the top four. We rely a lot on the top four in the Indian batting, and we've been frequent to like lots of collapses once those four get out or don't necessarily perform the best they can. What do you
Well,
think about that?
look who's in the top four: Virat Kohli and Chetan Pujara.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the explanation right there. Overall, the Indian batting has not been up to what you expect of what's supposed to be a pretty strong batting lineup,
Mm-hmm.
and so there's that. On the other hand, the England batting, it could just be the effectiveness of the Indian pace attack.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, getting the results and getting the wickets in the top order and leaving it up to the other guys to try and salvage something. But
Mm-hmm.
definitely the Indian pace attack has been on the ball,
Mm-hmm.
and that could be an explanation for why England is having a hard time at the top of the order.
Mm-hmm.
And conversely, like I said, with India, their two top batsmen right now, certainly Kohli is always, uh, but Chetan Pujara in tests, and certainly in current performance can easily be said to be maybe the number two batsman. And
Mm-hmm.
they're up there at the top of the order. In an otherwise, I don't know, brittle batting side right now, India, as much
Mm-hmm.
as so many of the players are so talented and perform in different formats, one day internationals or so on, we haven't seen them performing that well in England in these matches to date.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it's been Kohli, Pujara, and trying to scramble something at the low order like Pandya or so.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
the batting has been not performing up to standard as a
Yeah.
whole.
Yeah. For sure. So, what do you think this means for, and I know this is a long way off and people love predicting. There's this quote that says, it's really hard to predict things, especially about the future. And I want to know what you think about what the test series or what the ODI series, which India didn't do as well, and how that prepares us for the World Cup 2019, which is coming up in England.
There's no way of knowing because the Indian batsmen tend to perform better in the one-day internationals.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen people put up double centuries and all of that. And it goes back to what I say, it's that it's two different games. The leg
Mm-hmm.
side wide rule that's prevalent in ODIs, just like in T20, has
Yeah.
basically created a different game. So a batsman can be highly successful in an ODI and not
Mm-hmm.
be successful in tests. I
Mm-hmm.
think even Virat Kohli had to make some adjustments after the last tour to England, where he
Mm-hmm.
failed badly. He made some adjustments, and I feel that part of that failure was due to the amount of one-day international ODIs he was playing at that point.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different batting style. It's a different game. It's unfortunate that that's been created, two different games. ODIs should have the same rules as far as wides as real cricket, test cricket.
Yeah.
Even T20s should have some, even if it's a modified form, like we use in American college cricket. It should have a form that allows the bowlers to come in from leg and the batsmen in turn to have to play straighter because they don't have to try to get everything from the offside onto the leg side, which is what happens in ODIs as well as T20s. You're pitching middle to off the bowlers. So the batsmen now are either playing, sure, they can play offside shot, but then as high percentage of their shots, they're trying to take that ball from middle to off and play it on the onside. That's why the pull shot, for example, has become such a big deal now. It's probably the most widely used shot. And it's all to do with that silly leg side wide rule. So ODIs, you can't even use tests as a judge for ODIs as far as I'm concerned. We'll find that some of those batsmen who are failing in tests are going to go and score big in the ODIs. You know, the Rahul and these other guys, they're going to score big. So ODIs, I think India can feel great about where they're at. Now they've got multiple pacers to choose from. So, and they of course have spinners. But that, I don't see that they'll be, you know, too worried when it comes to the World Cup or ODIs. And sure, you know, they might have had their failures, but in general, their batsmen have performed really well in ODIs generally. And now that the bowling is up to where it is, they can really be a sight to fear in ODIs.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And
anything else you want to wrap up? I think we're running out of time.
Yeah, sure. No, I think it's a really exciting series, and tomorrow how the game plays out is definitely going to be very interesting. It'll definitely decide the game, of course. Had for you. Thank you so much.
All right. So I will see you the next time. It'll probably be Thursday. So have a good night. Take care,
Thank
everyone.
you.